Hello, everybody. Welcome to Skill 5, Listen for Who and What in Passives of the TOEFL Preparation course. Okay, so in this part, we're going to be looking at this skill, which basically still has to do with identifying who and what is doing what, right? Is doing the action. So for this, we have to remember the passive voice. And I'm going to write up here a little really quick example just so we kind of remember what is passive voice. When we make a sentence in English, normally we use active voice. So active voice is the subject plus the verb plus the complement or the object and complement, right? For example, I study English, right? This is very basic, and this can be, of course, in present progressive. I am studying English. In future, I will study English. In past, I studied English, right? So this can vary according to the tense. We have to remember that too for the passive. Now, when I want to make a sentence in passive voice, the main thing I have to do is switch the subject and the object. You can check out the video I have on my channel for passive voice, and I explain the 4 steps you need to do in order to make this switch. But basically, a sentence like I study English is going to be like this. English is studied by me, right? And the thing here is that by me is optional, right? It's not necessary that we put by whom. It could just be English is studied, right? So TOEFL is going to basically present to you one of these 2 sentences, either active or passive. And then in the options that you have, you're going to have to choose the opposite, right? We're going to look at an example of this. So here, for example, on the recording, the man says, "Did Sally go to the bank this morning?" And the woman says, "Yes, she did. She got a new checking account." Notice how this is active. She got a new checking account, right? What does the woman imply? Sally wrote several checks? No. Sally wanted to check up on the bank? No. Sally checked on the balance in her account? No. And all of them are kind of like, you know, they have to do with bank stuff, right? Wrote checks, something about the bank, something about her account. So if you're not really careful, you may go with one of those answers, but actually the correct answer here is going to be C. A new checking account was open. Was open by whom? By Sally, of course, right? But see how this is in passive voice? A new checking account was open. Instead of saying Sally opened a new checking account, it says a new checking account was open, right? So this is the switch they do from active to passive in this case. So we're going to check out some examples and also the explanation. So yeah, C is the correct answer. Basically, like it says here, for passive statements, if the dialogue contains a passive statement, right, in the audio, the answer to the question is often an active statement. And if the dialogue contains an active statement, so backwards, the answer to the question is often a passive statement, right? So we got to check carefully who or what is doing the action in these questions, right? Okay, so we're going to go with a little exercise first, and then we'll go with the TOEFL question. So here it says, read each short dialogue and underline the key active or passive statement, then read the question and choose the best answer. Be careful about who or what does the action, right? Who or what with these passives, yeah. So if you want to go ahead and do number 1, and we'll check it in a moment. Pause the video, please. Okay, ready? So let's see here. It says, Alice needs to pay her tuition today, but her tuition has already been paid. What does the man imply? In this case, the answer is C. Alice has already paid her fees. Notice how here it's backwards to the other example. This one is passive, right? Has already been paid. We don't know by whom, but obviously it's Alice. All of these options are Alice. So yes, Alice has already paid her fees, right? Okay, let's go with number 2 and number 3, and then we'll do the exercise. So here, if you want to pause the video and we'll check it in a moment. Do number 2 and number 3, all right? Okay, ready? Number 2 says, have you been taking good care of the lawn? I watered it only this morning. What does the woman mean? In this case, the correct option is going to be C. The lawn has already been watered today. Who did it? In this case, the woman, right? I watered it only this morning. Okay, and let's check number 3. Number 3 says, did you hear the news about the child who was lost in the park? Yes, and I heard that she was just found. She was just found, but we don't know by whom, right? So in this case, the correct answer is A, someone, which in this case, this helps us our indefinite pronouns like somebody, anybody, no one, right? Somebody located the girl, right? And this is an active voice. Okay, good. So we're going to go now with TOEFL exercise 5, 10 exercises. Choose the best answer according to what you hear. I'll leave this on the screen. And when we get to number 9 and 10, I'll bring it down. Okay. So first let's do actually when we get to number 8. But yeah, so I'm going to play the audio and good luck.
TOEFL Exercise 5. In this exercise, listen carefully to the short conversation and question in the recording, and then choose the best answer to the question. You should be particularly careful of passives. Number 1.
Would you like to go to the new restaurant on the corner?
Is that the one that serves vegetarian food?
What does the woman want to know? Number 2.
Has Harry heard from the law school yet?
Yes, he was admitted by the law school for the fall semester.
What happened to Harry? Number 3.
Mark said that you were a lot of help.
Well, I took care of his plants while he was out of town.
What does the woman mean? Number 4.
Do you know what happened during the lightning storm?
Yes, several trees were destroyed.
What does the man mean? Number 5.
Did you see Sally? Her leg's in a cast.
Yes, I know. She told me that she broke her leg skiing in the mountains.
What happened to Sally? Number 6.
The horses are not in very good shape now.
They were ridden too long and too hard.
What does the man mean? Number 7.
Why didn't you order coffee?
I thought it had already been ordered.
What does the man mean? Number 8.
How are your friends going to get home from the airport after their trip?
Their car was left in the airport lot.
What does the woman mean? Number 9.
Has the class chosen a representative?
The other students appointed Matt class representative.
What does the woman mean? Number 10.
Wasn't the building damaged in the earthquake?
Yes, it was. And when this happened, the inhabitants were paid by the insurance company.
What does the man mean? TOEFL exercise.
Okay, very good. So let's check these. Number one is going to be D. He wanted to know if vegetarian food can be obtained. Number two is B. The law school accepted him as a student. Number three is A. Mark's plans were cared for in his absence. Number four is B. The storm damaged the trees. Number five is C. Her leg was hurt on a skiing trip. Number six is also C. The riders worked the horses too much, so the horses were ridden, right? The riders rode or worked the horses too much. Number seven is C. He assumed the woman had ordered coffee, right? He thought the woman had ordered it. Number eight, B. The friends parked their car at the airport, okay? Now let's check number 9 and 10, and then we'll finish for this lesson. Okay, number 9 is D. Mac was chosen by his classmates to represent them, sorry. And number 10 is D. The insurance company paid for the earthquake damage. Okay, very good. So like I always say, if you have questions, leave it in the comments and I'll reply ASAP. Other than that, have a great day and I will see you in the next video for structure. All right, bye.